Hello, Facebook friends. Welcome in the world, wherever you are. This is STEMGo, saving time, energy, and money in business. I have a special guest with me today. Luke Amery is joining me to talk about some great stuff. Good morning, Luke. How are you doing?
Good morning, Karen. How you doing? Are you
I'm good.
fabulous?
I'm great this morning. All the better for seeing you, of course. And
Oh,
looking
that's so
forward to
kind.
this show. Looking forward to this stunning show because you've got a great inspirational story to share. And
Oh, thank you so much.
it's important to get this story out there and to enable people to learn from what you've done, from what you've
Mhm.
achieved, and how you've overcome that, and how you now help other people to do that.
That's it.
So yes, without me giving all the story away, this is STEMGo, guys. If you're not certain about this show or you've never seen it before, it's a show where we interview wonderful, talented, inspirational guests who've got great stories, so either tips, tools, techniques, or technologies, or inspirational journeys that they've had, which enables them to be able to share that with you guys in terms of helping you to be effective and efficient in your business, like doing things well, being successful, and being healthy and wealthy at the same time. So, yes, so Luke, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today. It's stunning to have you in there.
Thank you so much, Karen. I'm actually thrilled to be here today. Would you believe it or not? I'm
Cool.
excited to hang out with you. So yeah,
Where are you calling from today, just to let everyone know?
yeah. Look, I'm calling from the lovely Gold Coast. Where else would you want to
Stunning.
be, right?
Stunning.
Oh, look, we're just sort of coming out of winter, going into spring.
Mm,
Yeah, it's just beautiful here. Beautiful spot of the world. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I've got to say I'm on the Sunshine Coast and there's a bit of competition between which is the loveliest, the Gold Coast or the Sunshine Coast. But I'm not going to have that debate today. Let's not. Let's talk about
No.
you and how important your journey's been. So, to start us all off, well, tell us about your journey. Tell us about where it all began for you in
Sure.
terms of, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no worries. Look, I come from an open cut mining background. For those who don't know what that is, it's a mining industry in Australia where the coal resources, metal, aluminium, coal seam gas, open cut mining is literally open cut. That's what that is. And
Mm,
for my role at that time, I was contracted as a mobile plant operators. So if you can visualize your massive dump trucks or your graders, like the Tonka toys, you know what I mean?
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I was highly skilled to operate all those. So, I didn't get that job straight away. It took some time to get there and totally get outside my comfort
Mm,
zone. Um, yeah, so rewinding back to, at least 2010, 11, absolutely loved my job, right? But there was a lot of peaks, a lot of troughs, a lot of ups and downs, and
sure.
working with interesting, unlike-minded employees
Mhm.
who don't have that same vision of, okay, well, I'm going to make something of my life. So it sort of brought me down.
Mm.
So um, also, I did work long hours and away from my family, 80 hours a week.
Wow.
And often, yeah, often I'd be away from my family at 3 weeks at a time. So
Wow.
very interesting, very
Yeah,
interesting.
sure.
Yeah.
And while you were working there, Luke, you had this kind of sense of you were telling me about this sense of losing your balance.
Mm.
Tell us about what that felt like and what were going through your mind at the time.
Yeah, well, at the time, around that time, it was 2013. Um, I was working on another contract out at Central Queensland on the coal seam gas, and I was working 3 weeks on and 1 week off in a really
Mm,
remote location
sure.
where the only time we had phone service was either to a closest town, which is probably 100 kilometres away, or back on the camp. So I felt very isolated
Mm,
and quite stressed and quite totally outside my comfort zone. But with all those hours I was doing, 80 hours a week, and at that time I was actually studying to change my career into going from a mobile plant operator to, would you believe it or not, health and safety.
Okay.
So I was studying to do that at the same time, and keeping my fitness up. So I'll do. This is how my day pretty much went for 3 weeks at a time. Every day it was like clockwork. So obviously get up, have breakfast, yeah, hit work, do 10, 11 hour day, get back. It's like OCD. So yeah, and then I hit the gym.
Sure.
Go for like a 4K run or 5K run, whatever I could do on that day.
Yes.
And then I would study or have dinner. Then I would study. So 2 hours and then hit the hay,
Of course.
Yeah,
As you do.
as you do. And I did that for so long. And I started to notice that my vision was starting to become blurry.
Okay.
And because I wear contact lenses, so as far as my contact lenses, so I changed them, and it didn't change.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, I'm sort of, my heart's beating, I'm pumping, I'm thinking, oh my God, what's going on? Because the only way to get to a medical service out there was via helicopter, the quickest way, right?
Sure.
They always had one on standby anyway, but I didn't know what it was. So I was thinking, am I having a stroke or am I having a heart attack? Because a couple of my teammates had been flown into hospital like that sort of week.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh my God, here we go. So it sort of died down, the vision, but then my balance was becoming like, whoa,
Wow.
so getting in and out of the truck and the machinery was a little bit challenging, even on level ground. So leading up to Christmas, everything was okay. Everything was just perfect. The balancing and the vision thing had settled, and then Christmas was okay. But then the balance thing had come back, where I was actually had to hold up onto chairs just to walk.
Wow.
Yeah. But my obviously my diet didn't suppress. I was still hungry. And then just after Christmas, I think it was Boxing Day, I just woke up in the fetal position, constant vomiting, literally just couldn't keep anything down, fluids. So in and out of hospital 3 times. Now, the third and final time was that we weren't sure what the outcome of what was causing this blurred vision and vomiting. Excuse me. So to sort of get to the chase is that they had to have a CT scan to identify what was causing it. So they said, okay, well, look, we'll have a CT scan and we'll see how we go, because they had done a blood test and things like that. So, and inside my gut, I felt something was there, right? It's interesting, hey, how your gut feels. And so I go into the scan and they said to me, we're going to have this scan, Luke, but when you actually walk out, don't look at the monitor.
Okay.
So what did I do?
Of course, negative suggestion, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's like, you tell your kids, don't touch that food.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. So I look at the screen and I see a golf ball size shadow on the image.
Okay.
And then I said to myself, as I'm walking out of the room and back to my bed, I thought so. Just that gut instinct and that feeling.
Mm.
And I was just pondering what I had seen. I hadn't
Mm.
been told what it was at that time, but I was
Mm.
just pondering it. And I'm thinking, okay. So I sat back in the bed, and the guy across from me was just obviously having a really, really bad day, and I was just reassuring him on, his mindset. Like,
Sure.
it's going to be okay.
Sure.
Yeah, right. And so I didn't really play that card, or it's too hard, or I've just
Mm.
had this scan. So then the doctor had come in and drawn the curtains, and when that happens, it's a bit of a, oh my
Mm.
God, what's going on? And then
Sure.
he informed me, right? He said, hey Luke, we've identified a massive growth, a golf ball size growth on the back of your cerebellum, which is at the back of your brain, which,
Mm.
funny enough, stabilizes your balance,
Mm.
your vision, or your vision's more up here, but the pressure in my brain was just so high.
Mm.
Then my response was obviously, that's okay. It's great. Now I know how to solve the
Mm.
problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
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 So that was that. you know,
That was interesting, Luke, how
yeah,
we all react differently, don't we,
yeah,
to different scenarios. And we can have exactly the same scenario in parallel universes, and we can all react in different ways. What do you think was behind your ability to kind of say, right, okay, I'm glad actually we found the kind of the reason that I'm feeling this way, as opposed to, oh my God, that could be end of my life, as someone else may believe. Um, what was it about that in you that enabled you to feel that you could react in that way? Have you been able to identify that?
sure, sure. Yeah, because at that time, prior to that, I had two prior hospital visits separately, and the first two hospital visits, they weren't sure what it
Mm.
was. So
Mm.
they injected me with fluids and thought that I had a common flu.
Mm.
Then they just sent me home. So it was like, ding, 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 here comes a bell. Okay, throwing up, vomiting, just headaches. The headaches were just enormous.
Mm.
6 tablets a day I was consuming
Mm.
just to keep the pain aside.
Yeah.
So when I was diagnosed with, okay, this is what's causing it, I was actually grateful and relieved that, okay,
Mm.
that's the problem. Um, so my mindset at that time was, okay, well, I've got this beat. I'm going to have about a month off to get rid of this tumor,
Mm.
and then and then call my boss, right?
Sure.
But that was my whole mindset, and how I knew that if I reacted negative to the situation that I was in, that was the
Mm.
outcome that was going to come to me.
Sure.
Um, knowing from watching the movie The Secret, your
Yeah.
vibrations on how you react to things, that's going to be the outcome. So
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So sometimes having like the answer of something and what it is, we can actually feel a sense of being able to do something about it. Whereas when it's the unknown, it's kind of often we feel kind of disempowered because we can't actually do anything about it. We're just, like you're saying, managing the symptoms, taking medication, but not really able to solve what the real problem is. And I guess
totally.
that sense of relief came in because of that, because you were able, right, well, let's crack on and solve it. And now we've got an answer to it.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
know how to solve tumors. We know how to solve things in our heads. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also taking that responsibility. Like, I took responsibility for the diagnosis, and
Mm.
um, and also made sure that I was just I had that mindset of not not reacting to the situation that I was in, even though I was in the drop zone or the eye of the cyclone, so to be. But I just also, just wanted to be really mindful of what I was putting out.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's odd that I look back now and still think about that diagnosis. I still remember that day because it was on the 1st of January 2014. So New Year's Day for Australians, Happy New Year, right? Yeah. So
So the journey after that was to remove it, I presume, or to shrink it. What happened? What happened then?
yeah, sure. The plan was okay. It was okay. Well, look, we'll send you to the Gold Coast University Hospital, where Luke will put you on dexamethasone, which is like a steroid, and then what we'll do is actually reduce the swelling inside the brain, so we can actually remove the tumor.
Okay.
Now that was okay. The 14 days leading up to the surgery was just like a holiday camp. Well, for me anyway. Look, I made sure that I kept my mindset sharp, listening to music and just being mindful of other patients in there that were on a similar journey, right?
Sure.
So the first surgery, I had 3 surgeries. Okay, so I'll go to number 1, is that the first surgery, the plan was to go in, remove 95% of the tumor, and then have the chemo and then the radiation, which I was totally okay with. Have that, and then so weren't really sure if it was cancer or not. It was just we'll go in, extract the tumor, and then we'll deal with it from there. So the plan, the news was that they extracted a tumor and then got the pathology results, and it turned out to be an aggressive grade 4 brain tumor, cancerous.
Wow.
Yeah. So, which I was a little bit shocked, but I still mindful of my mindset and responding to that news. So, then they said, Luke, what we'll do, because we could only remove 95% of the tumor, the remaining 5% is actually wrapped around or attached to your main nerve on your left side of your face. So we feel that if we remove that or try to remove it, you'll often find that you'll be paralyzed on one side of your body.
Wow.
Or lose your speech and things like that. So it's quite confronting.
Sure.
Where I had that pre-medical interview, I had tears coming down my face. Totally scared.
Sure.
So the plan was to do the chemo and the radiation, right? And everyone was sort of freaking out, saying, "Why if you left 5% in there? It's cancer." And I still stayed on a positive mindset and knowing that the future, because death wasn't on my subject. Even though even though I had the diagnosis of cancer and it's aggressive, when you get given a news like that and you've got your 9-month-old son being wheeled in on a pram at the same time, you got to go, you know what? I'm going to put the gloves on. I'm going to beat this. And that was my vision. That was my mindset, really.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, the 2 and the 3 surgeries. Number 2 was to remove the 5%, which was very interesting. I went in with another surgeon, And she said, I asked her, I said, how are you going to remove the remaining 5% of the tumor, right? And then she goes, with scorpion venom.
Oh.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And I said, wow, why? Why? She goes, what happens is that it glows in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I looked it up on YouTube. Would you believe it? YouTube is
Yeah, you
great.
got it, haven't you?
Uh, so here I am. I'm YouTubing how to
Oh
scorpion
goodness.
venom from brain tumors, and yeah, and it literally glows like yellow or red or green,
Wow,
and that
stunning.
identifies. Yeah, it's beautiful, and it identifies the remaining cancer cells.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Who'd have
So
thought it? Who tried that
I know,
first? Hey.
I know, I know, right? So they were able to identify the cells and remove it all. They got it all out.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
and
like
how did you feel knowing that?
I I come out of my second surgery, and because it had already been opened up before, it wasn't as much pain, right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I sort of come to senses, and I'm actually, I was eating a chocolate tart. Would you believe it or not?
Okay.
I was
As
in
you
my
do.
hospital
As you
bed,
do, of
as you
course.
do after brain surgery. All right, and I'm eating this
Gotta
chocolate
reward
tart,
yourself somehow, eh?
right? And then and the doctor, the neurosurgeon, just comes in like a hey, how you going? And I'm like, oh, hello, how are you? And I'm still coming to senses. And he goes,
Yeah, yeah.
good news, we've got we've got it all. It's all gone. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
huh? It's all gone. And he goes, yeah, it's totally gone.
Was it hard to believe? Did you
It
kind
was,
of struggle to kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
comprehend that? Mm.
It did, yeah, it did. I had to sort
Mm.
of really think about it, and I asked him
Mm.
twice,
Mm.
and he shook my hand. He goes, "Oh, um, good work," or something. I said, "No, good work to you, man." It's just,
Yeah,
yeah, I sort of, I don't know how to explain it. It's sort of like when
sure.
someone says the, hey, hey, good news, and you don't
Yeah.
believe it. You're just like, wow.
Yeah.
So it's the universe sort of having my back, I suppose,
Yeah. Well, especially since the news you had prior to that, which was if we remove it, you could be left in a bit of a state, right?
That's
So it's
right.
hard to believe that they've now moved it and you're still eating a chocolate tart and you're feeling great.
Yeah.
It's nothing's happened. That's stunning.
No,
That's awesome.
it's beautiful, and
Yeah,
so that went really well,
that's
and
great.
and bouncing back, it took longer than anticipated, but one sort of fateful week, I was actually starting to hear the aircon vents
Hmm.
rustle and hustle, and I'm thinking, am I going insane here? Like, what's going on?
Mm. Mm.
Um, and it's a bit of a curveball for me because I was starting to get these major headaches again. I'm thinking, oh
Oh
no,
wow.
here we go. And at that time, they were actually measuring the brain fluid in my brain, and actually it was coming out. I had a tube coming out of my head, so
Mm.
they would measure 10 mils
Mm.
per hour. And my nurse at that time looked like John Lennon. So
Did you
it
sing
kept,
like John Lennon?
oh no,
No, no.
no, but it kept my spirits up. I
No.
just
Yeah, yeah,
thought, oh,
yeah.
okay, well, he's John Lennon.
Oh,
Then I,
stunning.
yeah, I know. And then I named my
I'm trying
my
to
trolley.
visualize that. Sorry, Luke.
Yeah,
I'm trying to visualize
okay.
that. A
So
nurse in a
yeah,
uniform,
yeah. Then he
female,
had
looking
the
like John
glasses,
Lennon.
had the glasses, he had the long hair. Um,
Stunning.
Yeah, and then I had the medical trolley, and I named him Wilson out of Castaway, the movie
Mm,
Castaway,
mm. Oh
because
yeah.
he went with me everywhere I went, no matter what, a shower, the toilet, dinner, bed. So yeah, getting back to the noise, and
Yeah.
so the headaches kept coming back, where to the point where it's like endome wasn't touching the sides of the pain. So they gave me 2 morphine shots, which put me in a strong sedate.
But that felt
Right?
nice. Yeah, sure.
I don't. It didn't touch the sides. It didn't
Oh,
even touch the
okay.
sides. I'm
No.
thinking, oh my
Okay.
god.
Something's wrong.
So something's wrong, right? And the fluid that was coming out of my brain was clear before that, right?
Uh-huh.
Then I woke up and I was in the fetal position. I couldn't move,
Yeah.
and it was pink.
Mm.
And I woke up and my phone, I still remember it. The night before, I had a pork roast in hospital. Would you believe it or not? I had a
Oh,
pork
good.
roast, yeah. And I had the beautiful view of the Brisbane city because I was like
Oh.
near the city, right? It was the best view. I think, wow. And it was at night time. And the next morning, I'm in severe pain. I'm in the fetal position. My phone's
Mm.
going off. My wife's trying to call me because I didn't respond to my texts. So she's
Mm.
freaking out.
Yeah.
And then I just hear this, Luke, Luke, Luke. I'm just going, I just move my finger like
Mm.
that. That's
Mm.
all I could do.
Mm.
And my neurosurgeon, and they had the whole team there. It was like literally 8 of them. And they said, Luke, we've identified that you have meningitis.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
oh yeah, yeah, and that's for those who don't know what that is, it's passed between the layers of your brain cells, so hence the reason why I went through so much pain and the noise in my head.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, bounced back from that and had to have another surgery
Wow.
um, to clean all that out, and then 2 weeks of antibiotics. So it was an interesting time.
Yes, sure, for sure. Having not
Yeah,
experienced anything like that before, and then all of a sudden,
boom.
whole barrage of stuff going on,
Yeah,
one thing after another.
that's
But you
right.
kept your spirits up. It sounds like you still kept that positive mindset, and that's kind of carried you through, hasn't it?
It
In
sure
terms of,
has.
yeah.
Yeah, it sure has. And um, in the hospital bed or at a room, so it was a shared room. So
Mm,
there was other people that I met along the way that were going through a similar circumstance like mine, but
mm,
I was also mindful on how they were feeling.
sure.
It wasn't about me. And I just having conversations and just keeping interactive and
Mm,
making sure that they're okay. And
mm,
um, yeah, it was just beautiful. And I also just wanted to do that, because it kept me going.
sure.
You know, um, yeah, it's just beautiful. Yeah,
That's good. Awesome.
yeah.
So you had to change career. You couldn't go back to what you were doing before. You just didn't want to go back to what you were doing before. What happened after
No,
that?
yeah. Well, look, I went through all that, and then the plan was to have the chemo and the radiation. So the radiation was an interesting time.
I bet. Yes.
Because the plan was to obviously have so many of radiations, but
Mm,
they boosted it up because of the tumor that I
sure.
had. And I still remember the pre-interview was saying, okay, this is the plan. We're going to do all these radiations. But he looked me straight in the eye and said, Luke, you cannot go back to the role of fly in, fly out anymore.
Oh, okay.
And my response at that time was like, oh, great. That's good because I had
Yeah.
enough of it, really. I did. I had
Yeah.
enough of the politics, and then you get threatened with your job nearly every day.
Okay.
It's just I had enough. I really did. So it's sort of a blessing in disguise, really. And
Sure.
so yeah, the radiation. The So if you look at it this way, because the tumor was located in my head, I had 30 rounds of radiation, um, 17 to the head, and roughly 13 to the spine, because that type of
Mm,
tumor
mm, mm.
was had a history of actually going through the whole body. So I just caught it in time.
No, that's good.
This is beautiful. Yeah. And met some lovely people along that journey as well, you know.
Of course, yes,
Yeah.
all in the
Yeah.
same boat, so to speak. But not
Yep.
not a great boat. But if you're all in
No,
there and
no,
you've got some kind of support in there, that means so much, doesn't it? Having that
that's
support.
right. And that boat
Um,
too, it didn't have a hole in it.
awesome.
We're all
You
on the
didn't
same
sink.
boat, but someone was with the oar saying, "Okay, we're going to go this way."
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So yeah.
All driving together. So what was you thinking? Like, I can't go back to that. It's not
Mm,
possible. And actually, I don't really want to. There's too many threats on a daily basis.
yeah.
Uh, had you done, because what you decided to do was do mindset coaching, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
do something completely different. Although you'd had a great mindset prior to that point, and you did
Yeah.
feel very differently to your work colleagues, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's not something you'd actually had as a career, right? So
No.
how did that all start?
It's I don't know really. I stumbled upon it. Look, I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you. You
yeah.
know, working in the mining industry, I did feed my mind with audiobooks and Jim Rohn and multi-level marketing stuff and personal
Mm,
development
mm,
and
mm,
music. And I was always the odd one out because
mm.
I didn't drink a lot. I don't smoke, so there's a there's the herd here and the herd here. So that was
You're on the
me.
outside.
I
Yeah.
was always on the outside, um, and I kept my fitness up. So how I sort of stumbled upon that was, when it all hit the fan, I had a lovely bunch of beautiful people who just come to me and said, "Hey, we're here to help you."
Mm,
Um, where a good friend of mine, Lauren, has suggested to write a book.
mm.
I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could.
Yeah,
Um,
wow. What a big thing if you've never written a book before.
yeah, that's right. So, yeah, you wrote the book, and it's just beautiful how looking back now and rewinding,
Mm.
going from 4 or so years ago to now, it's just amazing. Truly grateful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you tell us about what's behind the name of your mindset coaching?
yeah. Sure.
Because I've never heard that before. What does it mean?
Oh,
Does it
really?
have a meaning?
Yeah, of course. Ganbaru mindset. The mindset is the number one, but Ganbaru, if you look it up, and feel free to do so, it means tenacity. It's a Japanese philosophy,
Ah, okay.
right? So Jim Rohn talks about philosophies. We need to have a philosophy. Everyone has a different philosophy.
Sure.
Okay, so the Japanese philosophy is okay. So we need to go through hard times, but it's our
Mhm.
mindset that gets us through that tenacity. We've got to have that tenacity to break through those hard and challenging
Sure.
times.
Yeah. Sure.
So they use that philosophy for many, many years, of course, and through the tsunami that they had, 2008 or 9, and that was their mantra when they were getting over that, were going through it. They were saying Ganbaru,
Ah, okay. Okay.
Ganbaru, Ganbaru. So that was their like, okay, we can get through this. We can get through this.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Awesome. That makes
Yeah,
sense. That fits in
it
really well
does.
with
Yeah,
yeah, what you're going
yeah,
through. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. So,
Yeah. It's
and
good to
it
have a name that
does.
means something.
Yeah, yeah, and the logo as well. Like my logo is like a pyramid or a big triangle, where it's the purpose behind that is strength. You know, I think this is beautiful. Yeah, yeah,
So what do you think whether if you could wrap it up in a nutshell, what are the biggest, so let's say three things that you learn from that experience that you're now using to help other people to overcome all sides. I mean, obviously people don't have such huge challenges as yours there, but
Yeah.
that in a sense it's all relative. So what's somebody's minor challenge is somebody's huge challenge. So if there was three things that you learned from that experience and are now using with your mindset people
Yeah.
that you work with, what would those things be? That's
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Look, I really believe in number one is your support team. We need to have a really good support team that really is by our side, no matter what, good or bad. And we need to sometimes thin out the herd that we do have in our life. Some people do come into our universe for a limited amount of time, and they're here to teach us one thing or another, and then they go. So if you can envision, like you're walking on a path and you're going, oh, here's Bob over here, here's Jill over there, and you're on this path of getting over a career change or wanting a career change, you've got to select the like-minded people that are going to back you and be on the same vision and support you.
sure.
That is number one. It really is. You know, and number two is, look, we have a vision of change, right? So we want to change, but we've got to do the work. So we've got to do our own personal development, right? We've got to read books and listen to audiobooks, and that's going to bring us up and keep us on track. And working on our daily methods of operations, right? So we need to identify what we do on a daily basis. And Jim Rohn talks about rewinding the clock, or rewind those tapes again.
Yeah.
So we look back on what we did that day, or that month, or that week, and say, okay, so this is my vision, this is my goal, but okay, what have I been doing to get there?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be number two. And look, number three is looking after yourself. Treating your body, like a temple. Go for a good walk, meditation. Yes, we have challenging times, but they don't last forever. Stronger people do. And that's what it's all about.
It is. It's all about. It is. It's all about that. It's not all about business. We all think, the business is it's be an end all of everything. But the business has to be in perspective because we are the business. If we're small business owners, we are the business. And if we're not kind of well, healthy, and we are feeling good about what we do and how we do it, how can we possibly sell that to other people? How can we possibly be there for our business? And that's the great story to end on today, Luke. I really appreciate you coming in today and to sharing your journey. It's been an awesome one. Obviously a roller coaster for you, but you make it sound so easy, but obviously we know you've been through some tough stuff there.
Thank you so much.
But you've kind of that mindset is so crucial, isn't it? Having that positive mindset.
It is, and you can actually identify as you walk. It's a good way to study when you're out and about in the shops, and you can actually identify everyone has a different mindset, and you can pick it up. You can actually, it comes out with their word tracks and what they're thinking and so what they think they say, and what they do they show.
Sure.
And it's really good to study that because you can learn from that.
Yes. I love people watching. I'm a big people watcher.
It's not stalking, but it's
no.
It's just beautiful to watch because you can pick up on what they're saying, and if they're having a hard time, and okay, so what have you been doing to get over that? Well, look, I've just been watching TV all week. It's a big thing.
It is a big thing. So for people that want to come and join you, consult with you, get some kind of be a part of your journey and be a part of your mindset coaching, what's the best place for them to find you?
Yeah, sure. Look, I have W's, my website, and it's ganbarumindset.com.au. You can connect through me to there as well. I am holding a workshop on the Gold Coast this month on the 27th. And I'm actually, it's going to be a mastermind workshop. Okay. So I'm actually paying it forward. So I've got a free ticket for anyone who purchases a ticket to give to a friend or a family member who really needs. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's all about giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it's in my website as well, and in my on my Facebook page. Yeah, so. And
you've also what's the book title? The book title is
The Ganbaru Mindset. It's called. It's literally that. So Ganbaru Mindset.
Awesome.
I haven't got my bags behind me.
The ultimate spoon, I'm going to. Is that on your website too? Can people buy that on your website?
Yeah, yep. They can buy a signed copy of Ganbaru Mindset, and what I do with every book, right? I do sign it, and I do give out a gratitude rock. For those who don't know what that is, life all starts with gratitude, right? And I have one here that my lovely daughter gave me. If you can see it,
nice.
It's a heart. It's a heart stone.
It's like my heart. Yes, I like it. Stunning.
And I just keep it with me when I'm working, and I'm just I have that in my hand when I'm writing, and so
What's it made of, Luke? It's some kind of stone, is it?
It's a stone. It's a pink stone. Do you know what that one is?
I don't, but I can imagine.
No.
I've got a good imagination.
I know. It's like my daughter would say, "Oh, it's this." It's probably the lighting's not good, but But anyway, so
everyone gets one of those. That's awesome.
That's and I have a free bookmark as well, and signed a copy. So it's all about giving back and sharing my story, because I just want to, I just want to wake people up, because life is a gift. It's a beautiful asset. Yeah. Yeah,
and it's great to meet you. You're so super chilled. You really are.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice to be here today with you. And thanks so much for joining us. All the best with everything that you do, because you do deserve it. So
thank you so much, Karen.
Awesome. And have a productive day. See you again soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Luke. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. What a stunning story, guys. I mean, we've all been through some things, of course we have, but for Luke, it's been kind of a journey which is, it's been difficult, it really has. But at the same time, his mindset has maintained that strong sense of self, who he is, what he wants to achieve, and how he wants to achieve it. And I think there's a great story in there in terms of, if you're going through some stuff right now, whether it be as serious as what he's been through, or you're having a bad day in your business. It's all relative. We're feeling it. We all feel things that don't feel great to us, and we don't feel in control of things. It's just to have, like Luke said, make sure you got some support around you. Make sure you work on yourself, personal development stuff, but also keeping yourself nice, healthy, and well. And ultimately, at the end, what he said, having gratitude. Live each day like you deserve to be here. This is, you only get one life, so try and enjoy it. So all the best. This has been STEMGo. If you want more content, see more interviews, and on how you can be more efficient and effective in your business and ultimately be more productive, do come along to STEMGo, save time, energy, and money in your business. And I'd love to chat to you. Until next time, all the best. Have a great week. Bye for now.